Hey guys, and welcome back to Deku Tarot and to your weekly tarot reading and astrology for April 27th through May 2nd of 2020. Last week of April, we're in Taurus season. I have my George Costanza candle here, my Lamb of God Costanza here that I got for my birthday. 2020, it was supposed to be the summer of George. So I put that up here just for the astrology half. I'll probably take it away when we get into the readings just because I don't want to waste any bit of this. I love this. And I did get it for my birthday this past week. So happy birthday to all Tauruses celebrating as well. Let's get into your astrology here. If you haven't, do make sure to subscribe. Do make sure to share the videos if you enjoyed it. And check out your readings for your sun, your moon, your rising, and your Venus. If you want to book a private reading, all my info is below. And I am taking 20% off during this pandemic time. And I'll talk a little bit about the astrology analysis through Truly Divine and how you can get 30% off at the end, okay? So let's get into this here with the astrology, all right? Monday, April 27th, we're starting off the week with the moon in Cancer. You also have Mercury moving into Taurus, which is pretty big here. So that's going to bring about a lot more prudent, methodical, practical thinking and execution. We're going to be a lot more tenacious, unlikely to change our mind and where we're directing our energy at this time. We're going to be taking our time to establish conclusions and judgments with Mercury in Taurus because it does bring up this more dogmaticism, this slow, silent processes that are going to be a lot more common in terms of making a decision, changing direction, in terms of, again, where we're directing our energy in general here. So judgments formed during this time will probably end up sticking and not changing. On Tuesday, April 28th, we have a couple of things here, mostly small stuff until Wednesday. Sun in Taurus sextiling the moon in Cancer, bringing up equality and ability to deal well with all. We're going to be feeling at home and looking towards friends and family for any support or help at this time. We also have Mercury in Taurus squaring Saturn in Aquarius, bringing up some more quarrelsome, greedy, and suspicious energies. Wednesday, April 29th, which is going to be pretty big here, we do have Saturn retrograding beginning on Capricorn. I feel like I said that super weird. Saturn retrograde begins on Capricorn. All right. I feel like you can't say it right anyway. Anyways, delays resulting in your long-term plans. Fear of failure might come up here, and this more self-deprecation, provoking a lot of self-punishment. So watch out for that while Saturn's retrograding in Capricorn at this time. I'm not sure exactly when that ends. For some reason, I didn't write it down. I do apologize. So let's move on now here. We also have the moon in Cancer on that same day, opposite Pluto in Capricorn, bringing up more one-sided views of emotions, feeling dejected, and having more addictions to pleasure and self-indulgence as a reaction. We also have the moon in Leo opposite Saturn and Aquarius on this day, bringing again this dissatisfied, introverted, more depressed, and low energy due to perceived restrictions here. So Wednesday could be a little bit Thursday, April 30th, we have the moon in Leo squaring Mercury in Taurus here, so spiritual gifts are going to be in focus here, and we're going to be less superficial and hasty. We also have the moon in Leo squaring Uranus in Taurus, which is going to bring up eccentric, headstrong, capricious, intense energy here. Could also bring up some derailments of relationships, so watch out for that. We also have Mercury in Taurus conjuncting Uranus in Taurus, so both of them being in Taurus, it's going to make us more progressive, unconventional, creative, inventive, and intuitive here. It's going to bring up this more adaptability and agile mindset, which is interesting for all this Taurus energy, but Uranus and Taurus really brings in that opposite again, adaptable, non-traditional energy. So we're going to be ignoring the traditional here. And that's pretty much all the big stuff going on this week in terms of astrology. So from here forward, we're going to be talking the tarot for the week, all right? All right, Aquarians. Aquarius Sun, Moon, Rising, and Venus for April 27th through May 2nd of 2020. All right, let's look at your week ahead here with the Gustav Klimt. Alrighty, so let's check this out. Just a few more cards. Hope all is well. Let me know what you guys have been doing in your quarantine, in your isolation. How you've been keeping busy. What have you been watching? What's going on? Ooh, she has been around this week. Interesting. Okay, so we'll get there. Ooh, sorry, I got a hair stuck on my nose there. We have the Magician as your energy, as your theme for the week here, which shows that it's really what you want it to be. You have the tools to make this your week, to do what you want with this. It puts you in a position of power and makes you able to translate any ideas or anything that you really want into reality. You can start doing that here. There's definite new beginnings and positive energy here for change, for making things what you want, or making what you want out of a situation that's previously been you know what I mean? Four of Pentacles and Three of Cups is your emotional, your spiritual, how you're feeling this week, okay? So Four of Pentacles in this deck is actually a pretty happy looking card. She looks pretty pleased with what she's accumulated, and she's not letting anything go. She's kind of just reveling in what she's been able to create, and feeling proud of herself. There's no movement really forward. There's a nice stable ground here. We have the 4 building blocks, and we can take it where we want from here. All right, so it shows that you've accumulated whatever it is you've been working on to a certain level, or you've brought in some stability into your life, especially if you've been looking for emotional, spiritual, mental stability. If you've been going through a hard time, there's stability coming in, and also friendship energy as well. 3 of Cups shows maybe a desire to hang out with friends, to celebrate something, to celebrate, you know, getting to a certain level. You know, we've been holding on to some money or gotten ourselves to a certain, finish line, not like the full one, but it feels like you've hit a certain point and you're like, now's the time to celebrate a little. I should feel pretty good, right? Let's do something about it. Maybe it's also reaching out to friends that, you've had for a long time and experiencing just some good times there, maybe through online communication, etc. But there's a great celebratory and camaraderie energy there, and pretty happy with being where you've gotten to, getting to where you've been, and bringing some stability and grounding into your life here. There's a nice grounded, happy, free-flowing energy that's really nice. All right, career's looking good. You got the Ace of Wands coming out, and then the Fool. Both of these are very fiery beginning, kind of Aries energy cards. It's the essence of fire coming up here. New beginnings. I have an idea. I have something to share. There's creativity. Somebody could be coming towards you, or you could have an idea that might start you off on a brand new journey. You might want to put your energy into something new. And I mean, with the Magician as your theme for the week, you can really begin something brand new here. Take your energy in a new direction, especially in terms of career. Start a side hustle, a new business, or go forward on a path that you've wanted to, get a job that you've really wanted to. And you don't have to worry so much. There's no fear right now. I know the Fool looks pretty fearful here, and you might be a little bit, I want to say that, usually with him, I get this sense of, fearing foolishness and stuff like that. I'm afraid it might not work out. I'm afraid I might be proven a fool. But some of you might be taking a new direction because you felt that way about something. But really, mostly what I get from this is that there's a new direction to be taken. You're not concerned about, the end game of it. It's like, I'm ready to throw my hat into something new and to go for it because I feel excited about it. I have energy about it. I mean, the astrology this week pretty much supports that with the Uranus, what is that? The Uranus conjunction there, the Mercury in Taurus and Uranus in Taurus conjunction that's happening might bring forth some really great oomph energy to you guys. Progression on something that, has been cooking in the background, and now you're ready to throw into the fire and start running forward and proclaiming. So this is good stuff for new business ideas, new projects, possibly people coming to you, with new offers for a brand new path forward that you didn't expect, but you're really excited about. Love is pretty interesting this week. I might even need to pull another card because there's some pretty heavy energies. We have the Death card coming up, and then the Two of Cups. Interesting, right? For some of you, we could be ending a relationship. This could also herald new beginnings within one, or a transformative relationship. And I don't want to go either way on it. And with the with the wheel in the midst of all that, things are changing. A relationship is shifting. And there's a major change in terms of either how you view relationships or within an existing relationship. So let's look at that a little bit more because that's pretty intense for you guys. Nobody else has gotten cards like that for a relationship this week, so let's look at that. Ooh. You might see, and it's really weird, and I'm just going to bring this up now because why not? There's been so many readings that I've done this week. You can go check it out. I know Gemini and Sagittarius were some of them, but I know it's happened to almost every sign now, where I've had the High Priestess and the Hierophant show up in the reading. Your higher selves are really present this week. When you enter fixed sign Taurus energy, it's like new beginnings. It's springtime. It's, you know, you think of the May Queen, you think of death, rebirth, this brand new beginning. It's really a beautiful time of year, and it's the first fixed sign of the astrological new year. So there's a lot of intuition. There's a lot of presence of, you know, if you're Wiccan or, you know, you believe in the higher masculine, feminine energies, they're very present at this time in helping you create the life that you want, to give you the messages that you need to move forward, and to help you fix the problems that need fixing, to see the path forward, to see what your highest and your most fulfilling path is, what the best plan of action is. So any questions and things that you're having this week, rely on your intuition, rely on your higher self, rely on those intuitive pushes, feel your way through this. And also look at, you know, your higher self is there, but also with the Hierophant, it says, you know, don't worry about all these other things. Look at your own experiences. Look at the past, the present, and now towards the future, and your accumulated experience, at your accumulated knowledge, and what you're really feeling through this. What is Spirit saying, and how are you feeling in Spirit? They're going to be very important this week here. And again, in relationship as well, it's going to help you see, or maybe a Taurus will, or somebody that has a different perspective can help you see. I'm holding these both backwards. Hold on. It was 3 of Pentacles reversed. I don't know why I flipped it over. And then the 8 of Swords reversed. You're going to see where certain things don't align, where you've kind of separated from an individual, or how maybe a relationship here has changed in terms of maybe we're not aligned in mind, body, and spirit. Maybe I've changed and I need something more now. Maybe I've grown and what I was holding on to now needs to be let go of it, to let something better in. 8 of Swords reversed is getting yourself out of a self-imposed prison, opening your eyes and seeing, oh my God, this is the situation here. I can see now. It's when all the swords fall away, she uncurls herself and she realizes she's actually free to make the decisions, free to see things as they really are. And with that 3 of Pentacles reversed, we're seeing how we're not aligned with somebody or a situation or even a relationship here. And I feel like for some of you, if you've, you know, been into somebody, you've been stuck on somebody, I think you're going to kind of have like a wake-up call this week and be like, you know, maybe I did love that person and they brought love to my life, but that's over now, and I can take what I learned from it and now become wiser and better, to have a better relationship, something more solid and stable. I'm looking for something possibly more secure rather than ungrounded at this time. I want something and someone I can rely on, connect with spiritually and emotionally rather than just in the physical. For some of you, you've been connecting too much in the physical for relationships, and it hasn't brought you the emotional fulfillment and connection, the real love that you're looking for. And I think that this is kind of saying, for those of you who have been in that kind of situation, I'm not talking about couples so much. For couples, it feels like, you know, there's a realignment here, but we have to readjust because you're different. This person's different. The whole situation is different now. And the love it feels is still there, but the relationship has changed and you've grown. And there's a sense of maturity to the relationship, or even if you're single, there's a real sense of maturity, growth, and spiritual desires. You know, I want to connect with somebody in a really deep, amazing way. I want to have a meaningful relationship. I want to have something for the long term. I want to plant this relationship seed and know it's going to grow and be something better. So big messages for you guys this week in terms of love. Wow. And again, with the High Priestess there, don't forget that she's there. And I already kind of mentioned her pretty much. But with her as your advice and guidance is your higher self knows best. You have the answers. You have the keys. And with this being upright and the Hierophant being upright, there's a great slab of spirituality and intuition for you this week that is guiding you through this whole situation. Really, nobody talks about that with Taurus season, but I feel it's a very spiritual time. There's a time, you know, when your higher self is very present and you can access the energy and information more easily because it's a much more grounded energy. During fixed sign seasons, the energy is always deeper, but especially so I feel with the very first one and the very last one. So you and Taurus have a deep sense of intense spirituality to your seasons. A lot of inner growth. Let's see. The Lynn V. Andrews card here. Let's pull one there. popping right out here. Time. What is time that it has such power to change all that exists back into dust? What is this unseen force like the wind that can shape the land and our lives? Learn to play with time. Time is surreal, like fish swimming in treetops. A person of power knows how to arrange time. Put on your watch and be aware of the time at which you do everything. Watch the sun, the moon, the transit of the stars. Find out the time that Venus is lowest in the sky before dawn. Be aware of your cycles, when you get hungry, when you sleep. Our society is obsessed with time, so now become time. If you're obsessed with something, it is better to explore it than to deny it. Then it is possible to give up your obsession and let a concept like time take its proper place in your life. Your power depends on your use of time. Really amazing message. And I think you guys, I think that hit in that relationship department. Let's pull one romance angel oracle card. We're doing them a little out of order, but why not? Playfulness. Oh, and what else is coming up here? Give me one more, because I feel like there's a bunch that are trying to pop out. One more. Playfulness, and give your relationship a chance. To recapture romance, allow your inner youthful spirit of fun to shine. There is a sense of playfulness to this. Playfulness and all this serious energy. And I mean, it did come out reversed, and I have to say, for some of you, it's that you don't want the playfulness anymore and you want something more. Some of you don't think that maybe a relationship can take it to that next level. And some of you might need to look at your existing relationship if you're in more partnership, marriage, and really work on your partnership. Give your relationship a chance. There's been growth there. There's been changing, and we're seeing things in different perspectives. So there's a need to adjust, to do a nice little relationship check-in. Let's talk. All right. So, Aquarius, I hope you enjoyed your messages this week. And thank you guys so much for all of your support. Do make sure to subscribe, share the video. If you want to book a private reading, guys, all of that information is always right below in my description box. And again, I'm taking 20% off of all of my readings right now, just to help out during this whole pandemic global situation. Do check out Truly Divine. They are an incredible astrology and numerology service. They do analysis just for yourself, for your life path number. They also do compatibility analysis for numerology as well as astrology. And the astrology one was just like, I mean, they were both incredible, but I still am going back and reading it. I started rereading my own astrology analysis this past week again, and it's just incredible. So do check them out, guys. You can get 30% off with my code Deku30. You can use it as many times as you want. You don't just have to use it once. You can give it to as many friends. They can use it. So do take advantage of that. They are the best astrology and numerology analysis system I've ever used, and I get readings, and I've had analysis done by people in person for astrology and numerology, and they just blow them all out of the water. So definitely check out their services. I'm really impressed by them, and I'm really happy I get to work with them. So check that out, guys. Make sure to subscribe, and have a wonderful and blessed week. Alrighty. Namaste.